My name is Dr. Cliff Brown, and I've been with Babylon Dental Care for 40 years.
Harold Gaynes, Dr. Gaynes, whatever you want to call me. I have been here for over 20 years. Dentist, now partner. Yeah, it's been a long time.
My name is Sally Picorni, and I've been with the practice for 37 and a half years.
My name is Lene, and I've been with Babylon Dental Care for almost 18 years.
My name's Michelle, dental hygienist with Babylon Dental Care, going on 13 years now.
My name's Jacqueline. I've been here for over 11 years now.
My name is Jayana Connolly, and I have been working for BDC since December 26th of 2017.
My name is Dr. John Rand. I've been here for about 4 years. Just had my anniversary a couple months ago.
I'm Yasmin. I've been here almost 4 years.
I'm Dr. Golo, and I've been with the practice for almost 2 years now.
My name is Corinne, and I've been here for 10 months now.
Biggest accomplishment, I think, is actually serving the community and a lot of patients and treating them honestly like family. You know, we're looking at the patients and saying, okay, what would I do? It is my wife, my sister, my daughter, my son, my brother, my closest friend. And I think, you know, making people comfortable about being able to sit in the dental chair and have a great experience.
I think the biggest accomplishment, aside from obviously still being here after 40 years, is the fact that we've created a certain way of thinking, a certain way of doing things that have transformed over the years. From the old people to the new people, the new generation of people who work here, and just keeping it going, keeping the values, keeping the way we do things the same, no matter who's here, no matter what point of that 40 years and hopefully the next 40 years.
I would say just the breadth and depth of the number of people that we've actually been able to serve in the community over these years. I think one of the most gratifying things is that we are seeing grandchildren and great-grandchildren of our original patients. So I feel like we've had a really big impact just on the daily lives of our patients.
I would say the biggest accomplishment would be to stay relevant in all of these ups and downs that we've had the last couple of years, particularly, where a lot of businesses were forced to close. Babylon Dental Care had just continued to push through and provide services for the patients and just overcome any obstacles that was going on in the world and in our community. And I think the biggest accomplishment is I don't think they've skipped a beat.
I think one of the biggest things that I've seen over the last decade is Care Day. It's one of the biggest things that we can give back to the community. We have all these patients that are coming in with their families and their stories. They leave so happy, they share it with everybody else. We watch the volunteers come in as far as staff members families come in and volunteer their time. So I think it's just something really big that we've given back to the community, and I think that's one of the biggest accomplishments.
The biggest accomplishment from what I've seen is being able to expand the practice to 2 different locations across Long Island. I think that says a lot, being able to grow and reach different parts of the community.
I think primarily it has to be, the relationships with the patients. As Dr. Brown says, treating everyone like family. That's huge, to building a presence in the community and a place that people can trust and really, come in, feel comfortable, relaxed, they're treated well.
I think it was the COVID time. I was part of that team, the COVID team. We didn't stop, we kept going. We saw a lot of emergencies, a lot of root canals. It was a good time, that 4 months that we were open. We were open 6 days a week. Obviously shorter times, but we helped a lot of people who was in pain because they weren't even allowed to go to hospitals.
By far, just the way they alleviate any dental anxiety. I mean, I've never seen an office just have so much care in those who do have dental anxiety. So everything they do here is pretty much to alleviate any dental anxiety.
We've established ourselves as an institution and a part of the community, whether it being, the dental practice to go to. We've done a lot of community outreach things, the Care Day We're taking care of people who even aren't our patients. People maybe can't even afford dentistry or just on hard times, and especially these days. So being that recognized name that people know and can trust and can go to, and even during COVID, where many other practices in the community and even on the island, had to shut their doors, unfortunately. We stayed open, and again, we became the name of, someone going to call these guys out with toothache, my dentist is not available. And we didn't only take care of our own patients, but we took care of the community and most of Long Island for those 3 or 4 months.
Care Day every year, wherein we all volunteer, the whole staff volunteers, the doctors volunteer, and the office does contribute all of the necessary materials for us to supply care to people who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford it. So it's one day where we just open our practice, no questions asked. We just want everybody to feel welcome to come in, get treatment that they probably wouldn't be able to afford and get otherwise.
Well, I just think for the biggest thing is a lot of people don't have dental insurance. So I believe that our dental savings plan here is a big contribution, just to give those who are not fortunate enough an opportunity to come in and just get their regular dental cleanings, any fillings that need to be done. So I feel like that's a big contribution in itself, just the savings plan.
I feel that they've been able to provide high quality dental care for the community for multiple years, being at the cutting edge as well, which is amazing.
I think number one, Care Day, allowing people the opportunity to come in if they don't have any dental insurance or any means of paying or affording dental care. I love that we do that once a year. And secondly, providing like an in-house insurance plan. I think that's a great option for people to use. Allows us to serve the community better.
So I think a lot of it has to do with the way we treat people and the way people perceive us as treating them. There have been many times where I've had patients say, no one's ever asked me that before. No one's ever taken the time to explain that to me before. No one's ever probed my teeth before. There's certain things that, it sounds like, and I can't say for sure, that other places may be taking shortcuts, whereas with us, we have certain guidelines that we follow. We all follow, we teach it to everybody, and we try to keep things as consistent as possible.
Always putting the patient first and making them feel safe and comfortable in a not so comfortable situation.
BDC is very patient-centric, and in a time where you see a lot of small individually owned businesses be turned over to corporate practices, BDC has managed to maintain that one-on-one family feel, and there's just that level of caring that you can't get when you're talking about a corporate kind of an office.
I think it has to do with the consistency. We have a vision, we have our goal, our core values that we follow, and those things have not changed throughout the years. So even though the times change, the way we approach dentistry changes, the economy changes, we have situations like COVID, throughout all of it, we've maintained our basic sense of who we are and what our mission is, what we want to provide to our patients.
Our quality of care always comes first. Patient care and patient comfort is number one. So we do everything in our power to make sure the patient feels safe and comfortable, and then we work from there. So I think that kind of sets us apart from everyone else.
I think BDC's most important contribution is building that trust, because people have such a fear of going to the dentist that to have a place where they're not as scared as they normally would, to have providers that, take care of them, comfortably, gently, to the best of their abilities, staying on top of the most modern technology so that we can, deliver care in such a, gentle, non-stressful way. That's an asset to any community. On top of treating patients, like family, like we've already touched upon, keeping everything organized and efficient from a business perspective, being very respectful of our patients' time, making sure we don't run late, keeping in touch with patients, via our online services, texting, our call center is amazing, open lines of communication. People feel like we're not neglecting them. We're here to serve them. We have an on-call phone. We were even open on Sundays, so we're very accommodating. And our hours are great, and so I think that people appreciate that.
I feel like things are changing in dentistry, and things are going into a more digital direction, and BDC have allowed me to go in that direction. We're using digital labs now, which is very exciting. So I feel like, we're able to give patients better dentures and crowns, and that's exciting to me.
I would say just the compassion that they have for every patient. I've never met doctors before, or even hygienists that have seen family in patients. So I'd say their compassion for what they do for their patients.
With the 40 years of it, I think something to consider is, the practice started 40 years ago. Obviously, not all the same people are here 40 years later, and not all the same people are going to be here in 40 years from now. But what's important is that we were able to establish a certain way of doing things, a certain culture, a certain mindset that has been passed on from Babylon generation to generation to generation. So whether it be somebody from 40 years ago, or 30 or 20, or somebody that we're hiring today, these people are all going to have the same values and the same knowledge and the same training and the same access to training that people from day one have. And I think that's important, because what it's doing is Babylon Dental Care has a way of doing things, and it's going to be consistent from day one till hopefully the future. Another thing to look at also is everything's not the same as it was 40 years ago either. There's been, technology changes, there's been all kinds of stuff. And that's another thing that we do. It was always incorporating and learning new ways to do things, whether it be something for safety, whether it be something just hands-on technical knowledge. And we're keeping all that open to all the employees to help make Babylon Dental Care successful for the future.
Commitment to excellence, first of all. But by the same token, I would say there are other practices that are probably doing excellent dentistry as well. But our approach is to make our patients feel like they're part of the family. We really want, when they come in, we want them to look forward to coming in to see us, which most of our patients do. And we just want to consistently supply them with the best possible care.
We've been through a lot, but we've always been persistent, and our compassion for people helps drive us to keep going.
So some of the core values, the one that I love the most is teamwork. I started off here as a hygienist, and now I'm clinical director. So now I work with a lot of other teams, including front desk. I kind of wear a lot of hats with everything. And I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for the help that I got from people that have been here longer than me, people that know more than me. I mean, it's just, we really work together to make sure the day goes smoothly. The other thing I love is fun. We added that, actually, that was one of our newest additions to the core values. And I think just, you come here, you leave your families, we spend more time with each other than we do friends sometimes. And I think making sure that we have fun, we're always smiling. We do silly things like our Spirit Week. I mean, it uplifts you, and it makes you want to come to work every single day. So,
I think it definitely starts with the team. We can't give our best to patients if our team doesn't feel like they're in a safe place where they can give their best. And so it's kind of all tied together. A happy workplace with, happy people is happily able to treat people.
We over-deliver for each patient for every appointment, and we always make sure we go the extra mile to make sure we take care of every need that the patient has, whether it's a hygiene cleaning and you come in with an emergency problem, we make sure we take care of that as well. All the needs are met.
I don't think there's a best memory. Again, I'm still doing this after, it'll be 40 years, and I've been practicing, it'll be 46 years. And just the fact that I enjoy coming to work every day. And in 46 years, I never said, I can't believe I got to go to work today. It's just constantly enjoying the work and having other people enjoy too.
I mean, some of the obvious is, you drive up on care day and you see a long line of 100 people waiting outside, people who need work, don't necessarily know where or how to get work. So you always feel good after that day. You just feel, it's not a financial reward, it's an emotional award and a professional award that you did something good. I love seeing the staff grow. To me, that's great. I love when my assistants come in, they're new, they're right out of high school, they're right out of training, whatever, and just seeing in their minds they want to learn what you're doing, they want to see what you're doing, they want to experience, they want to assist different people so they can learn different procedures. So seeing them grow from a new employee to somebody who's been here for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. I love seeing the growth aspect of these people becoming more responsible, and I like that. Another memory I have, and it's at Dennis, I was at Babylon Dental Care. I remember this woman, she was seeing her, I think her adopted child, she was going to reunite with her. I hadn't seen her in decades, maybe since birth, I don't remember the story. And she needed a lot of dental work, so we did what we had to do. And I remember the day she came and we put it in, and I just left her with a mirror. And she was happy. I left her with a mirror, so you can check it out. I'll be right back, and just to tell her the thing. So I come back into the room, 5 minutes later, staring at the thing, crying. I'm like crying. I'm like, oh God, here we go. I says everything right. She's like, I'm so happy. She's like, this is such a change. I'm so excited that now I can go and see my daughter who's never seen me, who hasn't seen me in 20 or 30 years, and I just feel so, she would hug, all that stuff. And you can't, you can't even replace anything with that. I mean, that's just a feeling that, I can't even describe. So if you look at like one of my favorite times at Babylon Dental Care, it was probably something like that, where you made a difference like a real difference in someone's life. I mean, sure, we get people out of pain. Sure, we make people, so they can function, they can chew, they can eat, they can swallow for the diet and their health. But, also from a cosmetic point of view, we're not talking about somebody who comes out of a little chip. I mean, this was life-changing. When this person came in, and she totally was a new person, both physically and mentally, just because of something that I did and that the team did. I can't even take full credit. We all did it. So I just wanted to share that.
Well, I think the most exciting memory was when we first realized, because those who have been here for a long time know that we started out in a single storefront building, and then we were able to rent the building next to it, break the wall down, and make double our size, and that was very exciting. But I think when we realized that even that was not going to be enough, we were in a situation where we had a patient in the waiting room, a doctor in the hallway, and no room to get them together. So I think that was really a momentous occasion when we realized that we had to even go bigger. So that was probably the most exciting thing that's happened. Just knowing that all of that hard work, all of those little details we were trying to pay attention to, all of a sudden are paying off, and things are kind of exploding.
BDC memories, a lot of them include parties, Christmas parties, summer barbecues, but the one that stands out to me the most is when I was pregnant with my second little girl. We had a staff meeting, and when I went up front for the staff meeting, it wasn't a staff meeting, it was a baby shower that they threw for me and my friend Katie, who were both pregnant at the same time. So that was really special, and that meant a lot to me.
I've been with Babylon Dental Care long enough to have a lot of really good memories. Best memories are our care days each year. There's always like a really big high with that, but also working with the team members that I've been working with for so many years. We've had some great outings together, great events together that's just kept us going as a family, which those are some really great memories.
One of my best memories, let's see. I think one of my best memories here, it's always gonna go back to the care days. I mean, it's something that everyone gives up their time. They come in on a Sunday. I mean, we're here all day together. It's just so nice to just see everybody from 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning until 3 o'clock. I mean, we are just happy and helping people, and I think I couldn't pick just one. I think it's every single time that we do that. I think that's really just something that sticks with me, that I know I give back to the community and people are so grateful. So I think that's definitely something that's always going to stick with me.
My favorite memory at BDC was when I began treating patients in hygiene. So going from a greeter role to an assistant role, and then being able to treat patients one-on-one, and being able to provide treatment to my special needs patients. That's been really special for me personally. I think that's what drives me.
I have a lot of memories. I think every day that I come to work, I love the team. even when there's a hectic day, we are able to go through the managing the workflow really good, and we laugh a lot.
As far as patients go, I had this one little girl. She was probably 7 or 8 years old, crying and just very hysterical. I was able to calm her down, get through the cleaning, and then at the end of it, her mom was like, she wants to say something to you. So she came up to me and said, I want to do what you do when I'm older. And I lost it because I just thought it was a lot for her to go through, and then to say that at the end was really nice to hear.
The thing that really brings me a lot of joy is seeing patients in tears when they see their new smile or they're out of pain. And so to me that is the world to me, because this is why I got into this field, is to make a difference in people's lives. The fact that I'm able to do that in a high quality environment, it's just amazing.
Well, I could definitely say just in the 10 months that I've been here, I've learned so much and just found myself. The growth that I've seen in myself is wonderful, and I believe that's from just the teamwork we have here, and the doctors are phenomenal, so they really are great leaders.
It's been tremendous. I feel like I've grown a lot as a dentist, as a person. I feel like it has a lot of good systems. The values are there. You know, this is how dentistry is supposed to be. Focus on the patient, and I feel like that's something I will always carry throughout my career. And then hopefully more places are like that in the future.
I think being a clinical team lead and being able to train the new assistants or whoever's transferring to become an assistant from the hygiene side, I think being there for them, it's really important to me, and challenging myself and training them and getting back what you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think that's what's more important to me.
BDC has played a very important role in my career. Just from the sheer size of this practice, it has given me, I've been very blessed to be able to treat so many patients, so many unique situations from, different, areas of Long Island. People flock here because of the service, and it holds me at a very high standard.
So back in 2017, starting as a greeter, even though I wanted to start as an assistant, I had to start somewhere. And then itching to get to the back, I began assisting with Dr. Brown. And then I fell in love with dentistry and wanted to expand my education. So then I went to hygiene school, and now I'm in the hygiene department here, and I love it. So it's allowed me an opportunity to grow.
Yeah, so I actually started out, I've been a hygienist now for 15 years. I started out here as a part-time hygienist, then I went into full-time hygienist, then hygiene team leader, now I'm clinical director. So if you asked me when I started here 11 plus years ago where I would be right now if I would ever be doing this, I would have said no, because I just, you get out of school, I have my degree, I never would have thought that I would be going into a different role, and I'm so happy that I did, and it's really fulfilling, and every day I learn more, and I'm constantly growing, and I'm really excited to see what the next 10 years has for me.
I have evolved significantly. I came on board 13 years ago as a chairside practicing dental hygienist. I went on to be a team lead, a trainer, clinical director, and now I am sleep director, working with our sleep apnea patients. And I have learned so much over the years. I've been very lucky to have all of these opportunities where there's been continuous growth for me throughout my career.
I have grown more confident in my trade as a dental assistant, just learning different skills throughout the years. A lot in the beginning with Dr. Brown with making temporaries and stuff, and then the past 16 years with Dr. Gaynes, I've learned so much, and it's made me the dental assistant I am.
Well, of course, after this amount of years and watching the practice grow, I've done pretty much everything except at the chair. I've never been at the chair. And it's just given me an opportunity to grow in a lot of different ways, in a lot of different positions. And of course, it's been a support system to me in my personal life as well. So it's just really a whole growth experience.
BDC is my career. Okay, I mean, I started off, I graduated in 1995, I think. I did a couple years residency out at Stony Brook, got a first job for a couple of years. And then I got handed a note with a phone number for Babylon Dental Care from a friend. He said, look, he's like, I interviewed him, it's a great practice. It's not working out for me, but maybe you should give it a try. Sure enough, I interviewed, and that was like 1991. So this is my career. It's given me a place to go. It's friends that I've met, professional friends. It's home. You know, I mean, this is it. You know, I go from home to home and then back to home again. I have my wife at home. I have all my wives over here who yell at me also. So it's kind of it's a great place to be.
It's, you know, they say, okay, there's home life and there's work life. It's all the same to me. It's my job, my hobby. It's my life.